welcome back to my so-called Xennial life. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I sure did, and that you all didn't eat too much, unlike what I did. I'm sure I gained a pound or two. So, continuing with this series that I'm actually having a blast creating, despite the fact that there's not really a lot of views, but that's not the point of why I'm doing it. These will be more like kind of like the top 5 stuff I did with the slasher films. I want to do ones on what I would call a perfect album. Now, there's only one criteria for me personally for an album to be perfect, in which if I put it on, I like every single song and I can listen to every single song more than once. Doesn't mean I won't like a song, another song more than the others, but I just enjoy every single song. Even with groups that I love, Korn, Slipknot, and stuff like that, does not mean that when I put on their album, I like every single song on that album. Though I will say that on this list, Slipknot and Korn will be on the list eventually for future episodes. But it just generally means that I like every single song. I can listen to them more than once. So, but to throw people in for a loop, you know, people who know me know I'm into hard rock and heavy metal. Yes, I'm into Metallica, Slayer, Nine Inch Nails, Korn, and and all that other stuff. But I wanted to throw one from an artist that people may not really. It's kind of in my genre. It's a rock, but people might not realize, and that's Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. Here, let me. It's why it's so dark in here. I tried to show the album before, and the light is just like blazing on it. I'm so unprofessional. Here, how's that? Alanis Morissette. Now, I will say this, personally, I've noticed a lot of people who are into heavy metal groups or hard rock actually like her, and I can see why. Some of the songs are very heavy. So, a little information on this album. Okay, despite everything, it's really not her first album. It's actually her third. I kind of learned this a little bit late, but I have some notes here, so forgive me if I'm cheating. But I learned in a documentary on her called Music Box Jagged that she actually did other albums. I think they were mostly released in Canada, and we would say that probably more like Debbie Gibson, very popish. So it wasn't like this sort of like what we know from her now, the rock. It was released in January 13th, 1995, and it was actually a very big hit. Hey, there's Joey! I got him a gift, a box. Apparently my cat just loves boxes. I can buy him shit. Sorry to go off on this, but I can buy him stuff like this, and he won't play with it, but get him a box, a shoebox or anything, and he's in it all freaking day long. So anyway, just let him do that. So yes, June 13th, 1995. The first song I ever heard from them was this one. The first time I saw the music video was not on MTV. One of many people you might remember this. There was a channel out there called Music Box, and
more music than any other channel. On the box, music television you control.
It was kind of like an MTV, except all the videos were requested. I never done it, but I know what you do is you call in, rotary phones and stuff like that, and you were like, I request, we'll just say Alanis Morissette's You Ought to Know. And I guess they'll tell you what time it's going to be on. Because remember, this was ancient times before internet. Well, the internet was kind of around, but it really wasn't what it is now. Before YouTube and everything, where we actually had to like watch TV or listen to the radio for hours and hours on end, and hopefully your song comes on, and then you try to record it, and hopefully the freaking DJ doesn't interrupt at the end, ruining the whole thing. It was a struggle. It was a real struggle. So that's how I first saw this song, and the song is very heavy. Now, it's not. It is the heaviest song on this album, but gotta realize it's not. Not every song is heavy. There's a couple really heavy songs. I do find All I Really Want to be a little heavy. Not the Doctor to be a little heavy. But Hand in My Pocket and Perfect and Mary Jane are actually very slow and melodic. Maybe, and if You Ought to Know and some of those other heavy ones, I think why a lot of rock people like her is that there's a lot of anger. Now, I remember back in the 90s when she was coming out and she was getting really popular, her album was doing really good. They were labeling him like the angry white female, and I think that's slightly misleading. Again, I'm going to read some Head Over Feet, which is a really good song. She has a nice little harmonica solo. It's a love song. Like Ironic is kind of like, I actually did learn that she kind of really didn't want this song on the album, but I actually like the song. I think the song is ironic. It's fun. It's actually funny, but it's true. All these things, your wedding day and it's raining and, you're looking for you're looking for, going through finding 10,000 spoons and the only one is a knife. Who hasn't been through that? And there's obviously there's some over exaggerations and stuff like that, but that's just being ironic. And one Hand in My Pocket is just, just talking about how she is and how not multiple personalities, but we all have different sides to ourselves. We both have our loving side and we have a hateful side. We have a caring side and we have a selfish side. That's what the whole song's about. I think one thing that makes this album so good, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or black or white. There's something in here that will speak to you. She does try to write it to make it apply for everybody. Even You Ought to Know. I mean, obviously she's talking about a dude that broke her heart and betrayed her and stuff like that. But you could be a dude. You could be a dude who broke up with a dude. A dude broke up with a woman who broke up with a dude, or a woman who broke up with a woman, or non-binary, transgender. Everybody can relate to dating someone and they break up with you and they're just a total dick asshole over it and stuff like that. So that's my quick view of a perfect album. Every song on here I really do like. But here are my top 3 favorite songs. So anyway, if you haven't, no matter what I'm doing, I cannot get the light right. See, I'm not doing this for money, obviously. I obviously don't have the equipment to make very professional vlogs and blogs. So, but I would definitely say pick up. This is I've had to buy this album twice because the first album that I bought back in 1995, I would have been 16 when this came out. Back in 95 was stolen. Maybe that'll be a story for another day. How I lost most of my CDs and PlayStation 1 video games. More humiliating than anything, but it got stolen. So this is my second time buying the album. So I'm giving her my money because the album is just really good. So this will be my first one in perfect albums. Obviously, I threw people for a loop by choosing not necessarily a heavy metal album, but there will be hard rock and metal, and I already got what for the second one. This group particularly has more sentimental value. But Alanis Morissette, if I put on this album, I really go back to being 16 when it came out. And wait a minute, I made a mistake. This is the second time buying the CT. The first time was on a cassette. Those things, cassette tapes. Yeah, that's right. I bought it on cassette first, then I got it on CD. Twice. Things you remember when you're thinking about the past. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this episode. Hopefully it won't get copyright, because obviously I want to be able to play some of the songs, not a lot of it, but some of the songs to get you the idea of what I like. So anyway, look forward for another episode. I think I will do one more, maybe 2 more, like I said, relatively quick before I, do them sporadically. And I'm hoping you're all enjoying this series, because I know I am. So anyway, have a great day.